Hello and welcome back to Ask an Agile Coach. My name is Andrea Fryrear. I'm the CEO and co-founder of AgileSherpas, and I am joined today by Ryan Grieve, an Agile coach with an amazing background who is here to help with some burning questions about how to work better in various difficult situations. Ryan, thanks for being here. You want to introduce yourself, maybe tell us what you do when I'm not pulling you into random Zoom recordings to ask you questions?
Oh, happy to be here. Thanks for having me. My name is Ryan, and I am an Agile Transformation Consultant, coach, and trainer with AgileSherpas. I've been in the Agile realm for a few years before my time at AgileSherpas. That's kind of what drew me in to working for such a great group here at AgileSherpas, having stood up an Agile marketing practice at a healthcare system before I met my Sherpas here. But what I work on is, I work with a bunch of different clients in ranging from, wide scale Agile transformations to, smaller teams, coaching, more intimate settings. And, it's really been great to not only apply my marketing experience and empathy, to those change agents in marketing roles, marketing leaders, but then also to apply what I've learned as an Agilist to help them make that change in the way that they work, to not only find more efficiency, do more work of value, but also to really come back to, what led them to become marketers in the first place and enjoy their work again.
Mm-hmm. And it's so great to be able to bring those experiences together and save people a little bit of trouble by talking about what has worked and what you've seen not work. All right, so today's question is a hard one. Honestly, it's something that I don't think anybody really wants to deal with, but it is unfortunately often a reality, regardless of your industry or how long you've been in your role. It's our friends' layoffs, right? They're going to happen to us at some point in our professional lives, and they are difficult to deal with, regardless of where you're sitting around them. They're tough. So we want to talk today about how coaches can support and how layoffs impact the coaching relationships, and really just try to spend a little time unpacking layoffs, coaching. Where do those things intersect, and how might we use a coaching situation in an unpleasant moment like layoffs? So maybe Ryan, has ever happened to you? Like how have you dealt with this in previous moments of coaching?
Oh yeah, it's so hard because as coaches, you build relationships with people, right? And you are emotionally invested in the success of the team, and you are, again, you're on this journey of change with leaders, with the teams, and you want to see them succeed. And so when something like a riff or a layoff happens, it's pretty devastating. But as an Agile coach, though, you have to, again, really recommit or commit even more strongly, to the to the team in terms of helping them now, not only through making this change to an Agile way of working, but also recognizing that there's going to be a ripple effect of these layoffs that you're going to have to contend with as well. And so when you have a layoff, there's really a couple of groups of people here that, are now, instead of having one team, you have now like these three groups they have to think about. You have the people that were laid off, right? And so, these are people that unfortunately are no longer, you're not going to be coaching anymore, right? Number two are, the people that made the decision. These are usually leaders. These are people who are still here and they made that call, a difficult call, to reduce the head count. But then number three are the people that were left, right? But they weren't part of the decision. And I think those people are arguably the most critical because, like I said, there is a ripple effect that happens after a layoff. And they are also, you're now as a coach contending with not just the emotions of an agile transformation. Now you're dealing with the aftermath of a layoff. And so, these people that have seen their friends and colleagues now no longer working for them, there's going to be issues with, even more increased fear and anxiety, right? Or they're worried that they're going to be next. And so you may see people not be as, you may see them be even more risk averse, as a result, which as a coach, right, will just require more time and effort, invested there. You also too will have a decrease in morale, right? And so that's just, something that comes with, layoffs as well. It's just people are feeling like despondent about it. But then you also will see too that the folks that were left behind are now given that work of the people who are laid off. Rarely do you see a layoff where it's like, okay, the work goes with the people. No, just the people that were left behind get that work now. So there's an increased workload on top of everything else. And then, there's the trust, right, has been reduced or even broken in some cases. And like I said, you're seeing people saying goodbye to longtime colleagues or people or even friends, right? So there's a big emotional component. And so as a coach, right, from day one, we want to build relationships in the marketing organization at all levels, your day-to-day contacts, the CMO, as well as the people on the teams. But I think a special focus here on the people that were left behind, if you will, those people are really critical because they will determine whether or not the division goes into a tailspin that they don't recover from, or they will, find a way to, to fight for another day and be able to, recover and help the organization move forward in this new way. And so it's really going to be important for Agile coaches to, continue to focus on not only building the relationships with the leaders, with the teams, but also pay a little special attention to those team members, right? And support them, even go to bat for them if it's appropriate, with, the leaders as well, to really, again, provide some sort of glue to help the team, get back on track.
Yeah, that idea of glue, I think, and some continuity. Yeah, and a little bit of consistency wherever you can find it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. Well, anybody else who's watching this video, if you've got tips, tricks on coaching through difficult moments, whether they be reductions in force or other ones, we'd love to hear from you as well. It's a hard time to go through, and unfortunately one that many of us have and will experience, but a coach can be a great connection point. So if you have access to one during these times, I would encourage you to double down and try to reach out to them. And as you can tell, they are there to be very empathetic and try to help wherever they can. So appreciate your time today, Ryan. And we'll be back again soon with more Ask an Agile Coach.